Shaped by the Thing.
Shaped by the Thing.
I think that's the name of this podcast. Ryan Strain, you have been shaped by the Thing.
Shaped by the
Start again.
Yeah, we're here with internationally known but locally respected rock star.
What the hell is that? What are you holding?
What am I holding?
What are you holding?
This is my microphone. What are you talking about? This?
Yes.
It's a Delta 8 pen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't do drugs, but I feel like this might be the moment.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna take it back to the 90s and say yes to drugs.
Just say yes.
If you want to be cool, say yes to drugs. If you say no, you're closing the door to a possible good time.
Say no to illegal drugs and things that you don't know about. But this right here, it says orange creamsicle.
Well, I mean, it depends on your definition of illegal. I mean, what are we talking about? Illegal drugs, right?
You know, places you got to go to weird spots like the Tenderloin or Skid Row to get, things like that.
The Tenderloin?
Yeah, you don't know about the Tenderloin?
No, I don't know about the Tenderloin.
The Tenderloin is a place in Vancouver where they have essentially pushed all of the illicit activity into several square blocks where people are using heroin and fentanyl and whatever else they need to get. I don't know why this accent's coming out while I'm telling you this. But
you're talking about Vancouver, Washington?
Talking about Vancouver,
or Vancouver, Canada.
Say it right now. It's Canada. All right. So anyway, don't do illicit drugs in children. Never. Well, I don't even know where the camera is.
Yeah.
Never trust nobody.
Yeah.
Never trust nobody, never.
Yeah.
We're off to a great start. We're talking about things that matter, There
were no kids watching this podcast, hopefully. I was talking to my daughter this morning. She said that she only likes one of my videos.
You have a daughter?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you saw her shrine downstairs. She's 10 now. She says she only likes one of my videos. So I was like, wow, that's great. I mean, a lot of people don't even like any of them. So I'm glad you like one. Which one is it? And she likes this one video I put. It's just a video.
She likes this one? We haven't made it yet.
I hope she doesn't watch this.
No, I hope not.
I told her I was doing this, though. She's like, what's a podcast? She's 10 years old. She doesn't know what a podcast is. It surprised me.
It's like when you take your iPod and you just throw it out into the ocean and hope something bites.
Yeah.
Podcast. Stupid jokes.
The perfect cast.
All-Star Cast.
Oh, the Goofy movie. You ever seen the Goofy movie?
I have.
Yeah.
I have.
The perfect cast.
Shake your groove thing.
Well, yeah, no,
we can't do that. That's a copywritten song. Yeah.
You can sing whatever you want. I don't think YouTube will pick up on the singing. Yeah.
I think they will.
I think they're getting strict. Yeah, they are getting pretty strict.
If I center this right, I'll be like Bono. This is the perfect.
Sometimes I'm doing a video and I'm just thinking of a song and they catch it, and I get a flag. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, but my daughter said that she likes one video of mine, and I asked her which one it was, and it was just a short little meme that I made of Elsa from Frozen singing like a meme, and I'm not even in it. And I was like, oh, thanks. But she told me like years ago, this was like 2 or 3 years ago, she told me that one of my songs that I wrote was her favorite song, and I think she forgot telling me that because she has no idea what song that is now, but she sent me a message, oh, there's your song, it's my favorite one.
So we're here with Ryan Strain on the couch, and I'm going to try and relax, but it's difficult in his presence.
Yeah, this is also the most uncomfortable seat known to man.
Oh, it's just because you're next to me. It's not the seat's fault.
Yeah. My uncle left us here, and there's a huge vagina in the middle of the seat. This is my masturbation station, by the way.
Your uncle really should not have left his vagina here. Especially not in your... And we're going to call it your MS from now on. We're not going to repeat those words.
Multiple sclerosis? What's MS?
Next topic. Let's just move forward.
Music studio. I think that's what you meant to say, right?
Probably what MS stood for in that instance. Yes. Okay. We're gonna hang our hats on that.
You can't throw acronyms at me.
No, because you don't know what they are.
Yeah.
You can't ask me to spell acronym because I don't know how. And we're here with Ryan Strain, accomplished international metal singer and vocalist and lyricist and music producer.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, he wouldn't go that far.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I will stand there like Rick Rubin, and I will give my input.
That's what he does.
But I don't have any real knowledge.
So you make the big bucks. You're a multimillionaire like Rick Rubin. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. They are Bitcoins, and they haven't caught on yet.
Well, you messed up there.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have gone with Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah.
No, you should have gone with meta fluffs.
Did you ever buy any type of coins, any cryptocurrency of any kind?
Yes. Yeah. I subscribe. Right now, I am the proud owner of 200 meta fluffs. Meta fluffs.
Is that a real thing?
By Zuckerberg.
Is that a real thing?
I just said it, didn't I? It's real. It's on the
Metafluffs.
internet. Metafluffs. 200 metafluffs. I'm actually making 0.001 metafluffs per hour that I'm on this internet show with you.
Fantastic.
So I hope we drag this out much more than we already are.
Yeah, I think I lost like $70 in Dogecoin.
Real talk?
Only $70. Yeah,
Real
it wasn't
talk?
that bad.
Oh.
Yeah. I caught into it. I was on Reddit too long, and I got swept up in the whole to the moon bullshit. And just like the missions to the moon, it ended, and we it never went back up. But they're changing that soon, right? They're going back to the moon.
Pretty sure they'll get to the moon eventually. We've never been yet, but
yeah. A Starship, the new Starship, it holds like so many people, and then they're going to send civilians up to like fly around the moon.
Yeah.
And then come back. Yeah, a bunch of people won the opportunity to do it. It's gonna be.
Well, why would they send all the Sicilians up there?
Just you ever had the pizza on the moon? It's not very good. So they're sending the Olive Garden school of.
I was setting him up for failure. He's
Yeah.
a very jolly direction. Okay, I think that the listeners, the hundreds of thousands of fans and meta fluff people, they deserve to know something about me at this point.
Well, I think they first need to know what your name is. This is Ari Pappalardo, local rock star.
It's just really bright in here. Don't let the.
Yeah, no, he always looks like this. Yeah,
It's just a costume. I got it at Costco, right?
Yeah.
So I play music.
Yeah.
So do you.
Yeah, I mean, you play live, which is a lot different than what I do.
I play live. I played live all weekend. I had 3 shows. You want to know about my shows?
Well, I saw the one on Friday.
Saw the one on Friday. Yeah, you were there. Thank you for your
there.
support. Went to Abbey Road, the OG Abbey Road, Cary, where I played to dozens of people.
Yes.
It was rough. It was like a lot.
Yeah.
And
out of those dozens, I think a couple people were listening. I think a couple. No, it was great. It was great.
Let's not be generous. Let's not be overly generous.
Yeah,
a few people, a few ears perked. But mostly it was you. It was you.
Yeah, it was definitely me. I was definitely listening.
Yeah. So Saturday, I found myself just down the road. I gig all around, and sometimes I go to Florida or New York or wherever the hell, or the beach. But just having a show 10 minutes down the road is wonderful. So Abbey Road Friday, 10 minutes down the road. Morrisville, Woody's on Saturday, about 10 minutes down the road, give or take. And that was a nice show too. Thank you, Woody's. And then ask me about Sunday. Ask me where I was on Sunday.
Where were you on Sunday, Ari?
I was at a Lowe's.
Lowe's Foods?
Lowe's Foods.
Lowe's
Not the
Foods,
hardware.
dude.
Would have loved to have
Yeah.
been in lumber, being like,
Yeah.
isn't this great? Like, old man, look at my life. Look at this pine wood. It's old too. Like some crap like that.
Yeah.
But no, they didn't. Lowe's Hardware wouldn't have me, so I had to settle for Lowe's Foods. And surprisingly, it was a fun show because they have a bar set up in there called the Beer Den. They got beers on tap, and people hung out. So they really liked it. I was under a pergola, actually. Inside the store,
That's a new word. I've never heard of pergola. What is that?
It's like a wooden contraption, like a gazebo type of thing.
Okay.
But a gazebo is like a raised structure in a park. This is just wood that is pretty much, you've made like a nice little box for yourself, and then it overlaps. I promise if I pointed at one and just was like pergola, you'd be like, I just didn't know what that was called.
Okay.
Yeah, fancy name. I know because I knew somebody.
Jamie, pull that up. We need
Faster. Pergola.
Yeah, I need a Jamie.
You do, yes. We all need Jamie. Who the hell's Jamie?
We all
What are you
need a
referencing right now?
Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, God.
Jamie, pull it up. Yeah.
We're we're not messed up enough for that.
No.
Cue the Delta 8. So, yeah, I played at a Lowe's, and people were actually really into it. I'm talking like guys shopping for carrots, and I'm singing some, I'm doing some Holly song, and he's just like, like getting carrots with my 4-year-old, and this is cool. And the woman who worked in the bakery or whatever, she was over there dancing the whole time. She like let me know like, okay, she was a deadhead once. Like she just people were strangely into it, and we're
That's becoming a thing now. I went to a thing last year. It was a music event. It was like they have like this wine thing with prime rib. I think it's like every Thursday night at this Harris Teeter out in Chapel Hill.
Yeah, Harris Teeter does it, and I heard Starbucks is going to start hosting open mic.
Oh, yeah?
Which is really... I mean, I know that this sounds like we're in some kind of like Mike Judge bizarro world right now, shout out to Idiocracy. But really though, like as an artist, growing up, I never thought there'd be a corporate budget for entertainment from a business such as Lowe's Foods, Starbucks, Harris Teeter, etc. I mean, that's just...
And all the people going in Starbucks. I mean, it's a busy place.
I know it's like the beginning of some bad movie about washed-up rock stars. Like, and they're playing the parking lot at the Harris Teeter. Woo! But, there's a big check, connected to that. And, everything I make goes back into my art. Mm-hmm. So each time I do one of these crazy gigs on a Sunday, which I actually found myself enjoying. So thank you, Lowe's.
But, shout out to
Lowe's Foods, keeping it organic.
Yeah.
Just we're gonna leave it right there, all right? Because it's positive. I'm not gonna be sarcastic. It's weird because my dad was like, you're never gonna survive doing this. As far as you're never gonna be stable doing this. And then you go, well, wait. I can have bar gigs Friday and Saturday, and then I can have like a weird gig on a Thursday, and then a Sunday gig at a Lowe's, and make that up. And people were tipping. People were like, really like, why is this happening? But also, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know a lot of people that would be like annoyed to hear. I mean, there are people that are annoyed, but like, fuck that. Who cares about those people? But I think most people, when they go somewhere and they hear music being played, they're like, oh, cool.
So let me ask you this: have you ever been in a public place and you encountered that there was music? Maybe you like kind of were like, is that a radio or am I hearing voices? And then you went around a corner, you went around a hedge, and you went, sure enough, there's a guy or a girl playing out there alone or whatever, and you were like, why here? Is there ever an instance like that?
Not really. I don't think I've ever experienced like a surprise like that. One thing that surprised me was our mutual friend Chris Patterson. Shout out to Chris Patterson. Chris P. He told me one day that he got banned from every Food Lion in town because he would just go out and start playing out in front of Food Lion. And then he told me that there's one that lets him play, and he said he goes there he said for a while he was going every day to play for the Food Lion.
That's why you're a legend, Chris P. You're a legend, and I support you, and people should be able to busk anywhere.
Yeah.
And
that's why I love his heart, man. I love how passionate he is about it,
And they wouldn't run a panhandler who was doing that off the property, not without some real upset, but a musician. Get him the hell out of there.
He ended up working there actually. He worked there for a little while. He worked at the same Food Line. Yeah.
But was he like? So would he be like, okay, I'm off shift, and then he takes off. He takes off his apron. And he just gets his guitar. Chris, what are you doing? Nothing. I'm just gonna noodle in the parking lot or something. And then he's like,
you can't tell me what to do off the clock.
Yeah, exactly. He's just making hundreds of dollars. So like, Chris, stop! And he's like, you can't stop me. By the way, Chris, I've said it to his face quite recently, and I was with him last night, hanging out with some friends. Oh, yeah? But Chris, you're an incredible guitar player.
Yeah,
so I'm just gonna say that you're an amazing guitar player, acoustic or electric. He showed us a new demo he recorded yesterday, and we played it. No joke, we played it like 5 times because there were musicians in the room and they were jamming along. On was on cajon. We had Ashley and Lacey trading off doing bass, and I was just like filming it and enjoying the hell out of myself. And Chris's new demo, which is like essentially guitar and vocals, some overdubs, but incredible stuff, like radio worthy stuff.
Oh, great. Yeah, he hasn't sent it to me yet. He's been sending me demos like without vocals.
I think this is like brand new, and he only showed it to us because it was like it was right there.
Oh, okay.
You know, he was like, "Hey, I just made this. Can I pull it out and put it up on the speakers from my Google Drive and share it with you?" We listened to it 6 times.
Wow.
So shout out to Chris P. and On Lu and the local people because I met them at an open mic at a bar that doesn't exist anymore, so it's not worth saying. But just we all know each other over the last decade because of these musical opportunities in bars and in restaurants, because of Abbey Road, because of Chevy's or Brewmasters, or I could just list off 100 of like meeting spots that like I wouldn't know you without Abbey Road,
Right. Yeah.
and I wouldn't know On and Chris Patterson without Abbey Road and without other bars very similar to that. And again, it's 10 minutes from my house, so it I don't want to sound any kind of way, but it does feel like it's my local hangout. It's the bar that when I walk into, the majority of the people go, "Hey, what's up?" And you're like, that's a good feeling. And you're one of those people. You say, "Hey, what's up?"
It's kind of become like a church to me almost, because I don't really fit in with a lot of people out in the world, and so when I meet people that are like passionate about music or art and any type of art form, like creative people, no matter what they're doing, I latch onto those people because I know that they have something that I can relate to, and then you meet people that don't have creative tendencies, and they're just the way that they look at the world is just it's a little different, they think about things a little differently, and then you meet somebody who's just like so into it, what they're doing, and it's the most important thing to them, and I like to hear them talk about it, and all their feelings about it, and all their insecurities and worries, and their whole life has been shaped by this thing, and I love it. I love it.
Shaped by the thing.
Shaped by the thing.
I think that's the name of this podcast. Ryan Strain, you have been shaped by the thing.
Shaped by the thing.
You're not the thing, by the way. And this is not like a Marvel comic universe reference right now. It's just like the thing is whatever.
Right, shaped by the thing.
The illusory thing.
Right. This podcast is actually called Dueling Voices. Way better name than Shape the Thing.
Well, I don't feel like I'm dueling you.
No, not dueling. It's
maybe I'm dueling for your attention between me and your Delta 8.
It's like
a duet.
It's like a duet of minds.
It's time to...
Gay? No, I'm kidding.
It's time to duet.
Yeah.
Just something I'm going to do to people next time I'm in public. And they say, can you guys do leather and lace? And I'll be like...
Yeah. It's time! Duel!
It's time. I put like a card on the table. They're like, what the shit are you doing?
Yeah, we're taking this gig to the Shadow Realm.
We are. I take most of my gigs to the Shadow Realm. That's why I don't have a lot of repeat business.
Yeah, a lot of people are too scared to take their gigs to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, I'll tell you one place that I'm playing that they don't mind my Shadow Realmness, my the oeuvre of dark, is that a place in Wake Forest called Tonic. And Tonic is a place I'm playing on Friday, and I'm there like every other month, and it can get a little crazy, but it's a fun cocktail bar. And for Saturday night, it becomes the last standoff in downtown Wake Forest. So just everybody who was drinking in the other spots left and right, they end up pooling over there. One time, this guy said he heard the last call, and last call. And he walks up and orders like 8 things, but it was so much that I was really like, I had to look over and go, "Are you joking?" Because she goes, "Last call," and he's like, "Okay, so I'll have 2 chocolate martinis, one straight martini. We're gonna have 3 Bud Lights and Shasta." That's not a
Shasta.
Sir, we don't have a Shasta. Yeah. It's the wrong year and era for that. Well, I'm going to have it anyway. Give me a tab.
We have RC Cola only.
Yeah. He ordered so much, I turned to this stranger of a man, and I just went, "Are you kidding?" And he went, "No." Like, I am, like, this is for the people. I realized he was with like a dozen people, right. And it made a little bit more sense. But it was really funny because, that's...
No, it's just for him. He's like, "I'm here for 3 more hours. It's last call, but I'm here all night.
I'm here for a couple chocolate martinis, personally."
Never had a chocolate martini.
Yeah, it sounds really bougie.
Yeah. Sounds bougie, but at the same time, like white trash. It's like white trash bougie, almost. I don't know what it...
Bougie. Trugy. little Trugy.
No.
I don't like this. But anyway, we're calling. Well, we're beaming into your homes through Wi-Fi and Google Fiber or whatever in the humble hamlet of Cary, North Carolina. We are in a townhome, so we can't really talk too much about bougie. We live in Cary.
Oh yeah.
Cary's pretty. No,
anyway. I mean, I'm in a bedroom in my father's house. I mean,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's
pretty cool. If you guys want to know, we're not two guys in a dungeon. No. We're on the second floor.
Oh yeah, we're
with the trees, baby.
We're moving up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not in my mom's basement anymore. I'm in my dad's second floor.
It's always good to get out of your mom's basement or den.
Yeah, we never had a basement actually. I never grew up with a basement.
We had a crawl space because we're in Cary, North Carolina. We don't deal with tornadoes or nothing, so there's no real cause for. Oh, now we're going down into the root cellar, which I would have loved. I mean, it would have been cool because we would have gotten up to all craziness in root cellars, but no, it was a crummy little crawl space, and I bet the house would still fall in on my head if I went in it, and it's like not conducive. So let's talk about climate change.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Segue. It's good. It's a good segue. So you've heard about Tornado Alley, haven't you, in your life?
What's that? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, I used to live in Oklahoma for a while.
Oh,
yeah.
shoot.
That's where my daughter lives right now.
Should we sing? Sorry.
No, there's nothing. That's the only bright spot for me in Oklahoma is the fact that she lives there. If she wasn't there, I wouldn't care what happened to that place.
All right. Well,
to throw Oklahoma under the bus.
Exactly. Those of you fans in Oklahoma, we are so sorry.
I don't have any.
The views and opinions of Ryan Strain are not the views and opinions of Ari Pappalardo.
You may have fans in Oklahoma. I don't have fans.
I have two. I don't know. Hi, Oklahoma. Anyway, Tornado Alley, all this stuff. So people go, why should we care about climate change? Why should we care?
People say that? I'm kidding.
It's been a while. It's been a while since
the attitude has kind of changed, but there was a time when I think the majority of people were like, "What?"
We as a culture, we went from
even
people.
Even me. I was one of those people. Yeah.
So we were afraid to drink plastic straws because we were going to send that like into baby turtles or whatever or the ocean. So that's a concern. Still is, but we kind of forgot about it. I think we all kind of forgot about how bad plastic straws are. But Tornado Alley in these two places, Tornado Alley and there's another alley, that are growing. They are expanding.
Hold on. There's another alley. What's the other alley? Tornado Alley, what's the other alley?
If Tornado Alley is Oklahoma and all that stuff, there is let's call it the Gulf Alley. It's a
hurricane alley.
It's like Texas through Louisiana and Alabama. So that's one place, northern areas, that's one place that gets hit hard by tornadoes. The other place is where you hail from or where your daughter is in Oklahoma. So these places have been known for a very long time to be epicenters of this, weather phenomena and strong tornadoes and stuff. But because of climate change, the alleys, if you were, are expanding and growing, and every so often, including a few years ago, every so often a community or a town is hit by a tornado and they've never seen a tornado before ever. So guess what? No root cellars, no storm shelters, no basements. People just get literally just bulldozed off of the landscape. People living in everything from double wides to just ranch houses with nowhere to go. So you can look it up. This happened in 2021. There was a major tornado that devastated a community, a town, and it just shouldn't have. So you say, oh well, we're in North Carolina. We don't need to worry about any of that. Flash floods and hurricanes, whatever. But actually, no. This is all showing us that it's possible for a major storm cell and a major tornado to come to a place like this, an unprepared community, and that is your fun sunny fact for the day, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, yeah, I mean, people have this idea because we've been living in modern society that's kind of taken off in the 1920s and the Industrial Revolution. We kind of people have had this feeling that things we're always that way.
Yeah, we think we know everything.
That there's like a locked-in thing that the world is supposed to be like.
Because we were told and taught that.
Oh no, the world is changing. We have to go back. There's no going back. There's nothing to go back to. Like, it's always evolving. It's always changing. You know. And
that's right.
It involves the climate. The climate's always been changing. It's always, you know, there's been ice ages. There's been warm periods, and of course we're accelerating it now with our human activity. But who knows what's gonna happen? You know. I mean, it's gonna get darker before it gets lighter.
It's true. It's always darkest before the dawn.
Tornado Alley is expanding its territory. It's becoming a tornado freeway. It's building a freeway to your home.
I'm gonna go ahead and shout out David Crosby, R.I.P. He died about a month ago. I just quoted him a little bit.
Yeah, David Crosby.
It's been a long time coming.
Shout out to Bill Cosby as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
You know, he's coming back for a new tour. Can you believe the balls on this guy?
Ooh.
He's coming back for a tour, a new comedy tour. It's supposed to be in 2023. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but the balls on this man.
You know who I want to see? What comedian I'm really rallying to see? This is a modern one. Taylor Tomlinson.
Who is Taylor Tomlinson?
Taylor Tomlinson is this badass woman, probably in her late 20s, who just really is doing it different than the other female comics that I have seen.
So she's actually funny?
She's very funny.
Oh, okay.
And timing wise is great. So she's coming to Durham on April 4th.
Oh, she's local. Okay, great.
No, she's not local. No.
Oh, okay.
No, she's like Netflix special.
Oh, okay.
She's like on the
legit
cusp. You're about to know about her and like never forget about her again. Type of fame. So like, I must see this woman perform at the Durham, at the Carolina Theater in Durham, and it's April Fool's Day. But every time I look, those ticket prices keep on screwing with my head. But I'm like, you need to do it. You need to bite the bullet. You need to go. I've seen Dave Chappelle in that room. I've seen Eric Andre in that room, and Taylor. I really believe this. I think Taylor Tomlinson is going to be regarded as a great comedian. And it's like, I feel it. I think this is like my last chance to not spend $300 trying to see her at a decent seat.
I want to put her name in my phone so I don't forget.
There you go. Yeah, Taylor
Tomlinson, right?
Yeah.
Tomlinson?
I think it's like Thomlinson, but I'm sure Taylor T will do the rest.
Right.
Gotta get past that Taylor S, know what I'm saying?
You know, because I'm a huge fan of comedy. I mean, I love comedy. I've been watching it for years. I watch comedy podcasts all the time and stand-up. Never been to a live comedy show. Ever. Not even once.
Not even like amateur stuff.
I mean, we had people come to our church, like when I was a young church kid.
No, I mean like you go to
like Christian comedians.
I mean you go to like Jim Goodnights and pay money to see people, or you go to a comedy open mic, which is always a really fun experience. Have you done that?
No, I would love to. Yeah, I would love to see that.
Comedians are, in my head, some of the most isolated and brave individuals on earth, and I really have a lot of respect for them. I'm funny. And in my work, like I play music, and what I say around it is kind of funny. Like I love riffing with people, but to go up there and just be up there for 10, 15 minutes going, it's like, even if you suck, I have a profound respect for you because you're up there doing that, and there's no guitar shielding you. There's nothing.
Yeah, you're completely exposed.
No sunglasses. You don't have anything, and you're just up there.
And you don't have the luxury of saying, okay, let me play a song everybody knows, right? Because nobody's gonna sing along to your joke. Yeah.
No one ever wants to hear a joke plagiarized ever.
Yeah.
I think the only way you could do it is if you told a joke like referencing something and saying, "Oh, this is George Carlin," blah 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 blah, and then this is a joke that I made that's adjacent to that. You could maybe do that once in your entire set and still probably not be a great idea.
Yeah.
But whatever, I'm just saying, they're totally exposed and nothing to fall back on. They have their own material, but then even that, they're like, I told that joke last week and that guy was there. And that must be weird. I don't go like, I was here before, I played Wonderwall last week, and that guy's like, play Wonderwall again, which is the funny thing about music. People go, play that shit again.
Yeah.
Freebird! They're like, play it again. And comedy, they're like, no, I heard that. No, I know that one. Shut up. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, I was telling you the other night on Friday about this live podcast, Kill Tony.
Tony.
Yeah, you need to check it out. I think you'd love it because it's one of those things that, you know, once you get into it and you watch a little while, you get hooked on it and you start there's like reoccurring jokes, and they have regulars that come on, but it's a live podcast. They have a table set up on a stage in a comedy club, and people sign up. They put their name in the bucket. If their name gets called, they get up and they have to do 1 minute of stand-up.
Wow.
And 1 minute, like it's like an eternity. That's sometimes, because
cool.
these people get up there and they have no idea what they're going to say. They start telling some stories about some funny thing their sister did 10 years ago, and everybody's just looking at them like, oh my god,
better be good.
It better be good. And then you get the one pro that comes up, makes everybody laugh. But I mean, no matter what it is, the interview at the end is always the best part. Because the host, Tony Hinchcliffe, he makes everything funny. He'll pick on them, and then he finds like the good and something funny about them to bring it out, and it always ends up being a fun experience. Even if they bomb, it ends up being funny. But it's really fun to watch. But I think about it, because I think like, what would it take for me to get the courage to actually like come up with like a minute of something that I think would actually be funny to somebody else. I don't even know how to start doing that.
I have some of it written in my phone, but it's all I believe the term is blue.
Yeah,
it's not anything. It's kind of like this thing where like who I am as an artist and a musician is one thing. If I just start telling all of the worst obscene and edgy things in a comedic thing and it falls short, that's a whole other realm. I'd like to keep them separated.
Well, I think you can work it in to kind of try it out. Like in between songs, while you're setting up something else, maybe tell a joke. If the joke works, then you can be like, okay, hold on. If it doesn't work, you can say, okay, well, how could I have said that differently? Maybe try it differently next time and let it evolve. But just kind of throw it in. That way you're not exposing yourself completely and just, I'm going to do stand-up now. Throw it in between songs, And if you get a couple laughs, maybe it's maybe it'll work.
I wish I recorded more of my shows, because sometimes I get finished with what happens and the people are like, they're like bright red because they've been laughing, and they're like, dude, that was blah blah, they're entertaining, or that was hilarious, and I'm like, I don't even know what I said, but whatever I said, it was done in a way with timing, and it was succinct enough that it worked. Things like where, okay, I'm at Boxcar and there's a group of people way out there, and one of them, it's their birthday, so I single out birthday girl, and I'm joking with birthday girl, and I'm saying stuff like, I'm gonna get over there, just wait, there's 100 feet between us, and making people laugh.
That's just a threat. That's creepy.
Well, I'm saying more like, hey,
so you turned 18 today.
She definitely was drinking, so so I think she was 16. She broke in. They need to fix their security.
The security's lax here.
Anyway, so I'm yelling at birthday girl, who's definitely over 21. So she and I'm like, what do you want to hear? Do you want to do this? You want to hear this? And then she kind of does a nod, and I'm like just kind of playing with that. And so I don't know what the funny is in that. I'm telling you what happened, but somewhere in there were lots of laughs, and people thought what I was doing was, A, kind of ridiculous, and B, like, okay, well, there's a little bit of skill here because he is making us laugh, and she's engaged, she's not put off. And I went over there with my QR codes and my little ghosts that have QR codes on them, and I went over there and gifted them to the table, and people were like, they love that. So that's also a new side of what I'm doing, is like the merchandise side of it. I kind of go out and distribute it like one distributes candy. Oh, creepy again. Here we are.
Yeah, I see a common theme here.
You know what I think it is? I think I just need a little vape courage.
Oh yeah.
Stop being
Where did
so.
I put that thing?
What did you do?
Oh, I was sitting on it.
Now I'm going to stop saying controversial things.
But there is a little bit to that, and there's that performance gene that it's like a muscle that kind of grows. I mean, because I don't have a lot of experience performing in front of people. I haven't performed live in front of people. Like really moving here a couple years ago and singing open mic with my dad was like really the first time I ever sang in front of people, in like a live setting. I mean, there was one time at a high school, my friend was still in high school. I was a bit older, but he was doing Battle of the Bands, and he wanted me to do, it was this, I forget the name of the band now, but they were doing a cover of a Pantera song, and it was called 5 Minutes Alone, but it was like a heavier version of it, like a breakdown, heavy deathcore type version of it, and it was kind of cool, but like it was my first time performing in front of people, and I was so nervous, and we got up there, and it was this huge stage. It's a huge school stage, and we're like set back on the stage. There's like a lot of stage in front of us, and then people sitting down. So it's, you know, a little awkward, and we're playing this metal song. Everybody that got up before was like, I'm going to play my little piano thing, and I'm going to do my little dance number, and then we get up like, I'm growling, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to tell you the story because I haven't told a lot of people this, but this haunts me to this day.
I love getting your haunting stories.
Was I didn't know how to react to people coming up to me and telling me that I was good. And so my natural reaction was to just snap into like dick mode because I thought it'd be kind of funny. And then as I'm doing it, I'm like, this is not funny at all. I look like a dick. Like people come up to me and like they were like, wow, you're really amazing. I was like, oh, I never heard that before. Like, oh my God.
Wow.
This is the most dickish thing that anybody can do. And like as I'm saying it, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? This is stupid. This is ridiculous.
Interesting choice.
It was like I was like in a weird like blackout stage when somebody would come up to me and say something nice. I didn't know how to handle it, and so like I would just black out and be like, ugh, and just say something really stupid, and then I regretted it immediately. And I'm so glad I never saw those people again. But maybe my friend was like, dude, you're being a dick.
Well, yeah, someone's like, hey Ryan, you're talented.
Yeah.
Go. And you're like, I meant to do that.
Yeah,
Or, you know,
I mean,
instead of being like, you're like, oh, thanks. Or, you know, or like, yeah, I work really hard. And it was kind of weird. You have like 3 options, right? You act really arrogant. You act like you say thank you, but it means nothing. Or you kind of go in, or you kind of explain, like, you know what, actually, yeah, I am kind of, you know, I actually do this a lot. I put a lot of hours in. They say 10,000 hours makes you perfect. Give it 110%. Get back on the field there, coach.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Now for me, it's kind of the second option. It's just when somebody says something nice, I just thank you. You know, that's all. But I don't know how to like internalize it. It's just I'm glad that they're saying something nice. It's cool.
I think this is important. I think we should take a moment to do that. We're gonna compliment each other.
Oh no!
And one at a time, one time each, and then the other person's going to react, and it has to be. Has to be kind of a sincere reaction.
Okay, well, this is your idea, so you go first.
A very sincere reaction.
Yeah, let's see what Ari Pappalardo really thinks of me. We're gonna dig deep here.
Like, yeah. So I hope that you reciprocate, or just do whatever you want. Because it's gonna be funny.
Oh, I always reciprocate. ask the lady. All right. The one lady. Yeah.
that one go. Ryan Strain.
Oh, you're going to look at me while you do it?
Ryan Strain.
Yes?
You are a very kind and forthcoming person, and you tend to, generate a lot of positivity, and you're a friendly guy, and, I appreciate the time that you take to get to know me and get to know others around you.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I mean, great. That's the reaction now. Yeah.
That was pretty good.
I mean, that's a good thing to hear. I mean, that's
called growth right there.
Yeah. I've put in a lot of work trying to be a decent person, or realizing that the decency was always there to a certain extent, just didn't know how to use it. So I don't know how you grew up. We're gonna dig deep into this. I want to know about you. I want to know about little Ari. But for me, the way I grew up, very short. I didn't grow up very short. I was very tall. Very short story. Very uncomfortable at all times. Very not social person. Very like every day of my life, I am ugly. Everybody hates me. I'm stupid. I actually thought I was mentally like ill.
Yeah.
Like I thought I had like some kind of like condition that my parents were like hiding from me, and like everybody that was nice to me like out of pity.
Oh yeah.
And never felt comfortable anywhere, and it was really starting YouTube videos when I was 19 and starting music and putting videos out there and getting feedback from people and realizing, oh, there's something that I can do that somebody actually finds value in. Like there's some value to me as a person other than just being this weird kid. And then I kind of got latched onto that, and I got too hooked into it where I kind of relied on that to feel good. And like I would think about the numbers, and I would think about all this stuff related to YouTube and how much attention I was getting. And then if I got a bad comment, I would internalize that bad comment. Oh, that guy, I couldn't relax knowing that guy existed in the world. He didn't like me. And the confidence came later on. Like I never grew up a confident person, but I just feel like just like in the last like 3 or 4 years, I started like really becoming a person and like realizing that there's something that, I don't know, maybe there's some value. I mean, it's hard to, I still go back and forth, you know. I think about the whole being a musician thing and what that is, and I don't know where I'm going with that. But yeah, I mean,
well, you make me think about the mirror of the world there, and some people opt in to the idea of being a known person, a celebrity, or a person of note, and they have the mirror of the world. And then a lot of us just have social media, and then for some reason we are also kind of subject to criticism and the hate that you used to just be reserved for, like, the elite people at Paris Hilton, or someone who you could never touch or meet.
That's
but
true.
You could go. You're right. You could go online, but now, Ryan Strain, you could post duck lips on Facebook in 10 minutes, and I could go on there and rip you a new asshole,
right?
Just because we have the forum for it. So it is kind of weird that every man, woman, and child born, everyone is now kind of like quasi celebrity, in the sense that they get criticized like a celebrity. They can be attacked from afar anonymously, and there's no like conversational recourse. Someone is just like, you're stupid, you're dumb, I hate your hair, good night, and peace out, play Freebird next time.
And it cripples a lot of people. It cripples a lot of, I mean, because if you imagine, like, I never went to public school. I was homeschooled my whole life, but which is part of the problem. But I mean, I would imagine, like, getting bullied, if you have like a school bully, it cripples people. Sometimes they never get over it. And now we're in a world where you can have a school bully, but that bully lives in Bangladesh, yes. And you don't know where this guy is, but for some reason he's latching onto what you do, and he doesn't like you, and and he wants to tell you, and he wants you to feel bad.
He wants you to know, because somebody let him know, I guess. I don't know, man. It's a weird cycle of people putting you down, but eventually things kind of shift, and people, if you do something long enough, they start to root for you.
Yeah, I don't get bad comments anymore. That kind of died out. Yeah.
Yeah, and we all got better at whatever we were doing, whatever content or music or
right,
whatever.
Because the thing that made the comments bad to me is that most of them, there was some truth there. And that's what bothered me about it, is that somebody was like catching on to the thing that I was hoping nobody would notice. And then they would point it out, but they were like rude about it. They weren't like being constructive.
You still don't have to be rude.
Yeah. They're like, your mic's jiggling around there, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, stop being rude, America.
Yeah.
Stop killing one another.
Oh, yeah.
Just be good.
Well, I mean, the rest of the world, too, but America,
America especially. We got our eye on you.
We're supposed to be setting an example, Mm-hmm. That's what we're told, anyway.
Greatest nation. All that, yeah. So I'm going to pivot and shout out to some super fans, because I have a couple super fans, and they will probably watch this.
Okay.
Hopefully, okay? The super fans.
Let's find out who your super fans are.
Oh, hang on, my 4 o'clock is messaging me. Sorry, podcast.
Wow, he has a 4 o'clock.
I have a 4 o'clock.
Amazing.
That's how things go. It is Tuesday, so we all have to make our money somehow.
But yeah, so I was coming back to another point there. But yeah, back
to another point. I'll get to the super fans.
There's that performance muscle that we kind of flex, where being in front of a camera for so long, like making YouTube videos, nobody else is around watching me. There's a camera pointed at me, so it's so comfortable because there's no judgment in the moment. Then I have the video, and then I can look at the video, edit it, put it up, and it's crafted in a way where, I mean, now I look back and a lot of them are cringy and embarrassing, but they were what they were at the time. But now I feel so comfortable when I get up at Abbey Road and I have that microphone in front of me. There's no, like, I'm not nervous to say something or like crack a joke or something like that. But you see people get up there and they're afraid to even put their mouth close to it. Like, they're afraid of what's going to come out when they put their, they're afraid to say a word or something, and they're very shy. But
it makes my head hurt. Or like, you get karaoke and someone's like, I'm gonna do a Norah Jones song, and they're like, like literally, like they're like away, and their friends are like, good job,
because they want to do it, but they don't want anybody to hear them.
Good job. But then there's a real problem with that. So, super fans.
Yes. Who are these super fans?
Super fan. All right. This is, we're going to say Jake Casey, is a super fan.
What's up, Jay Casey?
How you doing? He's hanging out in Boone.
Boone.
Yep, hanging out at App State.
Okay.
Yep, that's where he is. So I hope you get to see this, and I hope you think it's funny. And also Brad Borges.
Wow, what a name.
I know, Borges, I like that. So Brad is really cool because he came to one of my shows in Apex and then came to another show, and he requested original songs, similar, just like how you do. So you like Spellbound. So whenever Ryan comes to a show, I play Spellbound, an original song I wrote, and then Brad likes Gone and Done It. So I did that, and Brad is a super fan in my head because he wanted to come out to a show recently and he couldn't. So he just he sent me $10 and said, well, this is for playing Gone and Done It. So just play Gone and Done It for the room. I can't be there, but do it. So shout out to you both. And, have a good Tuesday afternoon. And just, hope to see you guys real soon. I'm going to get on over to Boone in April. So I'll see y'all. There you go. What are you doing? You're on my Spotify now?
Yeah, I was pulling up. So I was listening to your album yesterday.
There it is, track 2, Gone and Done It.
I had actually only listened to it once. I've listened to Spellbound a few times, but I listened to the album once when I was in Germany. I think it was the first time I was up there, is when you released it. I mean, it says 2002.
Christ, look at those numbers.
Yeah, not bad, right?
It's not bad.
Don't Shoot Me's pretty good.
That's
London
the best.
Fog.
That's the biggest one.
There was one song that I didn't remember. I guess it was the first one, Where's the Line? That was good. Oh, no, it was this one, James Olden. I like that. James Olden Odin.
Yeah, that's a friend of mine who passed away, a musician friend. He played guitar and flute and was a great singer and known in the Shikori Hills community, and just a lot of my friends and sort of grassroots festival people knew James and beyond that. And he passed away, unfortunately. He passed away of cancer. And I went to New Orleans. When I came back from New Orleans, I was sort of all, had the Delta blues sort of feel. And I got home and I watched this, Netflix it was a Netflix documentary about Robert Johnson. And then I ended up making that guitar riff and was like, okay, that feels appropriate. I want to do this guy justice. So the whole time I was writing that song, I was thinking would James approve? Is this cool? Is this tasteful? Yeah. And I think it's one of my favorite things that got made.
Yeah, it's a great song.
We got Andrew Dillon on the violin on that one. So he's...
that was it, the violin. That's what got me about it. That's what it was. It was the strings.
Yeah, I love Andrew Dillon and his playing. And unfortunately, he moved out of the Triangle and he moved over to Jackson, Mississippi, where he's from, with his wife and kids. So... yeah, but I got him on a couple of these tracks on the first album.
And it says 2022, but I could swear it came out in 2021 because I thought I was listening to it.
Nope, it came out March 2022.
It must have been my second trip to Germany is when I heard it.
Well, you could have heard.
Because
a bunch of the singles were coming out.
No, because I remember the picture. It doesn't really matter, but yeah.
I don't know. I think I gave you a bootleg. I think I was one of I would run around with CDs and be like, all right, here you go, it's
all a blur at this point. I mean, I spent 4.5 months in Germany. I barely remember any of it. I mean, I remember the highlights of it, but I mean,
tell us about Germany.
It feels like so long ago.
I think Germany's way more interesting than my life and what's going on. I think it was cool.
Fantastic actually, but no.
Tell us say a city and tell us one thing. I demand German things.
Munich. A lot of people with no legs. There were a lot of people with no legs in Munich. Yeah, we went to downtown Munich one day. We were waiting on something, so we only walked around for 20 minutes. It was pretty short, but it wasn't even the guy I was staying with. It was a guy that I just met that day. It was a friend of the guy I was staying with. So it was a strange guy. He was a cool guy. He was kind of showing me some sights around Munich, and we walked past at least 4 or 5 homeless people that had no legs. And I'm like, where are these legless people come from? Why are they all in Munich? I thought that was really strange that it was a very similar condition that a lot of people shared, and just in that area. So I don't know if there's something going on there. A lot of people lost their legs in some kind of industrial accident or something. But yeah, that's Germany was great.
Okay.
But I want to know. No. I don't want to talk about German. I want to ask you questions. I want to know about,
I was bringing it
because your style of playing. You have, I mean, you play a lot of covers and a lot of like 90s songs and stuff like that. But then you also play some older songs. Your version of "Breathe" from Pink Floyd the other night was really cool. I took a video and sent it to my dad because it was different. You're not playing it the way that it originally was. It was a little bit more up. It had more of a beat to it, a little more upbeat. And then you did some pretty cool things. So I was jamming to that. But your original songs, I noticed you have kind of like an older style to it. Like you bring in like an older influence, like kind of that 70s rock. Like I know I compared you a little bit to like Spellbound. Kind of gave me like a Doors vibe, like Jim Morrison type of kind of crooning almost. Like that little swing to it. Yeah.
No, there's definitely like a jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good easy connection because that's one of my vocal heroes there. So you got Jim Morrison lows happening and stuff like both
Lowe's Foods again.
What's that?
Lowe's Foods? Is that again?
Lowe's Foods, yeah. Yes.
I'm inspired by Lowe's Foods, yeah.
Sometimes.
That's why I play there.
It is good. They have a lot of apples, a lot of different kinds. But Blush is another song like that too, where it's kind of a lower vocal.
Blush is also a type of apple as well. But carry on. Sorry.
He's doing great, folks. He's keeping me on the ball. So Spellbound and Blush both have that treatment, right. And there's lots of voices on here. I think it's important to not just kind of stay in one vocal realm and explore different things, different keys, kind of bring you there. So that was, D minor, nice and low. And, when I get to the screamy parts, that's cool too, but it's, keep it low.
There's something that I noticed about you that I think when I hear, especially when I hear you sing like in your upper register, that nice, strong, high rock voice you got there, you sound like, to me, somebody who has watched tutorials.
I have no idea what you're talking about. No.
You seem like a kind of guy that would really like take it seriously to the fact that you probably watched a lot of tutorials in your life.
It's actually not me.
That's not true at all?
No.
You're self-taught?
I've had 2 vocal coaches in my life. I've had Brittany Daniels, who's a very talented singer, and she's living in Nashville now, I think. And Crystal Bright. So
That's a great name, Crystal Bright.
Crystal Bright and the Silverhands. She's a fantastic musician and an amazing vocalist, kind of operatic and jazzy and just...
Like you're destined to be a star with a name like Crystal Bright. I mean,
feels that way.
Your name might as well be like Solid Gold Diamond.
Her name is Crystal Dawn Bright.
Oh,
that's her full name.
Her parents had high hopes for her, for sure.
Yeah, shout out to Crystal, obviously.
And her parents,
and she had twins.
Wow.
It was like 6 or 8 months ago. Maybe, yeah. It was quite so she's got a couple twins.
Fantastic.
And anyway, so she was my vocal teacher for maybe a few months, I don't know, most of a year, something like that, and taught me a lot about the different places you can sing from, and then the parts in between, the mixed voices and
the parts in between, those are the tricky parts.
Yeah, that's where you find what you sound like. Because you could be a bass and go, be in chorus class and be a stereotypical bass and then be a stereotypical tenor and sound like a choir boy, but you don't really sound like you until you discover those mixed voices and those sounds that really like only you can generate. You can emulate people all day, but at the end of the day, your voice is your voice, and all those mixes, that's your style and that's you. So, I try and demonstrate a wide variety of those in my music, and I think it's important. It would really suck if you put on a record of mine and it was all screamo, or if it was all Jim Morrison impression. Like it wouldn't be a dynamic journey.
Yeah, I mean that was some issues that I had to face too, because I was doing covers for so long on YouTube of all these different styles, all these different vocalists, and whenever I do a cover, I put myself in like the mindset of, okay, I'm gonna be that guy now, whoever's singing that song, and I'm gonna emulate them, and I would do that cover. And then over the years, I did so many, and then when it came time to do my own music, I was like, which voice do I pick? I have so many voices now that I have in my repertoire.
Yeah.
And which one do I pick? And it took me a while to figure out, okay, what is my voice? And it's been taking me, I still feel like I struggle with that. Like, what is my voice? Because, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, we can get deep philosophical, but I don't even know who I am.
Well, we'll never fully know who we are because
Yeah.
I think it's always changing. They were talking about Tornado Alley earlier and
Right.
how like the world is, people always act like, oh, there's a big crisis or this happened because of this, but also like, hey, the nature of things has changed.
Yeah, I mean, we are nature as well, and we evolve with it.
Yeah, so your voice is what it is today, but then 10 years ago it was something else, and it's the same for me when I was, 17 and I was kind of forced into my first rock band. I had 2 weeks to do it. The guy said, send me a tape. It was 2006.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know why he sent me a tape. I had a 4-track, so I sent him a tape. He goes, you sound like Creed. You can do this. Come on in. And now they're like, this is what we're covering, Ari. We're covering 2 Avenged Sevenfold songs, like 3 Cold songs, and 2 originals.
Oh.
And they were like, you're going to learn all this. So, we rehearsed, I don't know, 3-4 times. And it was a 6-piece band. And I was the lead singer. That was my only responsibility. Mm-hmm. And I did that. And it was, one of those things where it's one of those, like, life-changing experiences where, you dressed up for the performance. You did the performance. It was teen band night. So, actually, it still remains one of, like, the greatest shows I've ever played. Because you had a room full of people. So, let's say there was 100 kids in there. And they're all into it. And they're all like alternative people and girls with colored hair and got metal guys and long hairs. And we're all here at Teen Band Night. And I'll tell you later why off camera why it got canceled eventually. But but we played it a few times. And there was also different locations of Teen Band Night. So there were 3 locations, and like my first band would play there. So that was a good thing. Dory was the person who organized that, so shout out to Dory.
Shout out to Dory.
Thank you, Dory, for keeping that dream alive. But anyway, like you get off the stage, and 2 things happen. I go over to Nick Lucido, who's a great guitar player. Hi, Nick Lucido, and he's like, that was really cool, man. But he was like, I think it was him who told me this, but he was like, that's not your real voice, and I know you're gonna figure it out someday or whatever, but that's not your real voice. And it was good, but I know, because I was like, I shouldn't do it here, but I was, trying to be M Shadows or whatever. I was singing very low.
Right.
I was singing very low, and I'm actually more of a high singer.
Yeah.
I have a high register, and to exploit that seems to be the best thing that people like. But I was singing low, and he said that to me. And then also, I walked outside and it started raining, and I grabbed the girl from woodshop class that I had a crush on, and we made out. And it's like, it was a life-changing day.
Right, because you got addicted
experience.
to that feeling right there, and then you've been reaching for it ever since. Is what you're trying to say, yeah.
Yeah, I had one hand free, and then this other hand I had wrapped in like an ace bandage.
Oh yeah.
And electrical tape, and then I took like long black nails and
oh
put them
yeah,
on.
dude.
So I had this weird, ghoulish monster vibe going on, and I put all these belts on. So I had a whole thing. Somewhere there's YouTube videos, but I had a whole thing, and I was like, this is my first performance ever in a rock band, and it's gonna be like this. And my band was watching me get dressed, and they were like, it's kind of like 9 Inch Nails. All right, get up there. And yeah, it was funny. We were doing some screamo shit, so we were drinking. The guitar player and I had olive oil. And she had olive oil in a Tupperware, a big Tupperware. So we're just drinking olive oil.
And then you just spent the whole next 2 days shitting, right? No,
I mean, didn't drink enough.
Oh,
no, it wasn't.
God.
Well, olive oil is pretty good for you. There are other oils, or vegetable oil and stuff, tend to give that. Castor oil is the one that gets you.
Okay.
At least the movie said so. At least Stand By Me said so. But olive oil is pretty good. And also, like, you should know that you're a harder singer than I. You're a metal singer. You do this a lot, right? So there are things that you do, whatever they are, to treat your voice, to make your
make your voice. Smoke vapes and do not care for my voice at all.
Thank you.
Actually,
don't mind if I do. Yeah. So still got that 4 o'clock. So the deal with that is, I've heard potato chips is a good thing. I've heard, water, warm tea, and honey, all these things that people say. And then there's Adele, and she's like, smoke a carton of cigarettes.
Right. Everybody has their thing that works for them. I mean, there's a vocalist I know who sings for the band Behemoth, and he eats cornflakes before he records to give his voice a certain texture when he's doing like those growls. And you can see he said the pop filter in front of the mic is filled with cornflake bits.
What if he's kidding? What if he's like, I just really love cornflakes, and this is how I eat in the studio.
He just wants to eat them all the time. Yeah, this guy dressed in death makeup in this black metal band eating cornflakes in the studio. Yeah.
Frosted Flakes, sir? No. That wouldn't be metal, would it?
So you have a thing to get to.
Yeah.
You're doing real things with music.
I don't know what to say to you, anymore.
I do, but we should pick this up another time and do part 2 because I feel like we're just getting into it.
Well, what do you know to say right now? You seem.
Well, now you're putting me on the spot.
Yeah, like a question. No, you just said you know what to do, implying you were gonna like ask me a question. Why don't you give me one more good, deep, Ryan Strain question?
I didn't have an actual question. I had feelings of questions.
Feelings of questions.
You had curiosities.
You had wants for knowledge.
Yes, wants for knowledge. Curiosities that are not fully formed questions yet. Yeah, we'll pick that up another time.
Yeah, not on the first date. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We'll work that out. But, hey, I mean, I was glad we finally did this. We've been talking about it for like a year. And I think it's been mostly my fault it hasn't happened because I doubt everything that I do.
Just turn off the camera.
So I don't do it. Thanks, man.